I'm always amazed at the amount of people who don't know what Microsoft OneNote is. If you've always wondered what it is and the reasons you might use it, you could benefit from today's video. I'll explain what Microsoft OneNote is, the reasons to use it, and give you a brief overview today on Tuesday Tech Training. Hello and welcome to today's Tuesday Tech Training. My name is Jennifer Stewart. I'm the owner of Gateway Productivity, and I'm a tech and productivity trainer. Today, I want to introduce you to Microsoft OneNote. Anyone who has the Microsoft Office suite has Microsoft OneNote, and there's even a free version if you don't have the Microsoft Office suite. Put in simple terms, Microsoft OneNote is a place to create binders, as I would call it. They call it notebooks, but binder is a good visual to me. It's a place where you can organize your thoughts or the information coming from you electronically. You can take things from emails, from PDFs, from just about anywhere electronically and put it all into this one location. You can even take things out of your brain, put it on a to-do list. There's all different ways to use Microsoft OneNote, which I'll go over in a minute. But that's what it is. You're basically creating a binder electronically. So think about a binder that you would hold and the tabs that you can put in there to organize, and then you can put the different pieces of paper in between those tabs. And that's essentially what you're creating electronically with Microsoft OneNote. There are tons of reasons that you would use Microsoft OneNote. I'll just go through a few of them right now. Things like being able to create multiple notebooks, being able to get that information overload into one location. That's the hugest thing, I think. This is a great information management tool. Having the ability to search through all of your notebooks. You can share your notebooks, and just the general idea of getting those thoughts and all those pieces of information that are coming at you organized in one place. With my clients, I typically recommend Microsoft OneNote for those who are a little more naturally organized. And the reason for this is you truly are creating a binder. So you kind of need to know how you're going to organize that to make it be the most effective. If you find that you're a little bit more scattered, maybe not quite as naturally organized, you might want to check out Evernote. Some examples of ways you might use OneNote would be for procedures. It's really nice to create a flow chart in OneNote and then it's all searchable. So if you've got a notebook with a bunch of different procedures and you don't remember exactly what you called something, as long as you have some keywords from that procedure, you can find it immediately. I often like to use OneNote for presentations, where I create a notebook for the presentation itself. Each section, which is the tabs of the binder, if you will, each section would be the different sections of my talk. So everything from the opening to all the different topics and then the closing. And then within that, you have your pages, which is essentially your pieces of paper in the binder. And those pages can be every single piece of research that you found for each of those topics you're going to cover, maybe the outline of what you want to talk about for that different topic in that presentation. You can have all of it in one place instead of having boatloads of PDFs all in one folder on your computer. You have it all organized in one notebook where you can get to everything immediately instead of having to open multiple documents. Another way a lot of people use OneNote is for to-do lists. You can keep a master to-do list. You could have a home maintenance to-do list, any kind of to-do list you can think of. They do have the option for creating task lists and then having reminders for those. And often OneNote can be a good tool for general note taking. So if you have a conference that you're going to, have a notebook for that conference. You can have the sections be each of the talks that you went through, and each of the pages be different notes about different parts of that talk. Some personal uses for OneNote, you could use it for recipes. Have a notebook for your recipes. Each section could be either entrees or something like that, or it can be the major ingredient, like the different meats. Any way that you want to organize it, you can. That's one way to build a binder or notebook electronically with recipes. I know some people use OneNote for wedding planning. Some people use it for planning travel. And then for students, each of the notebooks can represent a different class that they have, and each section can be whatever topic they are currently talking about in the class, and they can keep all of their notes in OneNote. Now that you know what it is, why you might use it, how you might use it, let's look at OneNote. As I said at the very beginning of the video, there are two different versions of OneNote, and you can use either one, whichever speaks to you more. If you have the Microsoft Office suite, you will have both options. If you do not have the Microsoft Office suite, then the option that we're looking at right now is the one that is available to you. It is a free version. And as long as you have a Microsoft account, you can get access to this, and you don't have to pay for this Microsoft account. It can just be a free account so that you can access Microsoft OneNote. So this is what we're looking at right now, is the free version. And the way you can tell the difference is the free version, which is often called OneNote for Windows. You'll see everything is built with the notebooks up here, where you do a drop down and you can go to additional notebooks. And then your sections are along the left-hand side. And then when you have a section highlighted, there is another column that shows all of the pages within that section. And here you can see this is a personal notebook that has a bunch of research that I was doing at one time. And when you first open OneNote, you should have some information similar to this teaching you about how OneNote works and how you can organize it. Up at the top here, we can see you can insert things just like Microsoft Word. You can draw, which is very helpful if you need to draw certain items for work or even for home. Or you can even use it for fun, however you would like to. You can see here there's lots of different options for different views. And then, of course, they have the help, which they always do. You can see this has a lot of the same features as like a Microsoft Word, but what's great is each of these little parts, you can see as I'm hovering, is movable. So Microsoft Word, it kind of goes in a certain order, but with OneNote, you can create little pieces and move them around, which can be extremely helpful if you're not someone who thinks in a linear way. Now we'll look at the version of OneNote that is available with the Microsoft Office suite. And this is typically if you're someone who has purchased Microsoft 365 or a CD of the Microsoft Office programs. Here we have the version that comes with Microsoft Office or Microsoft 365. And online, it actually looks similar to the free version. So don't let that confuse you. If you're looking at Microsoft OneNote online, it will look like the free version, even if you have a paid Microsoft 365 account. Here you can see the difference is, and let me move my picture here so we can see a little better. The sections, instead of being on the left, are at the top. And then the pages in each section are on the right-hand side instead of being a separate column on the left. So that's our differences here. I find this a little bit easier to navigate, but both of them are very effective. And you can see here we have our notebooks listed as well. There are a few benefits to having this paid version. You can see that it ties into your other Microsoft Office products. So you can see here, it can tie into Outlook, and it can tie into some of your other programs as well. Here you can see we have version history. We have versions of the different pages. That can be helpful. You also have reviewing. So there are some additional things that aren't necessarily available in the free version here. No matter which Microsoft OneNote version you choose to use, it's a very powerful tool for helping you get organized, be more productive, and be able to find things a lot faster, and then get rid of that information overload of everything's coming at me. How do I organize it? Where do I put it? We can take all those different pieces and put them right in OneNote and organize them in a fashion that makes sense for you. Have you had a light bulb moment from this training? If so, please let me know in the comments below. You can also put questions there and I'll get back to you as soon as possible with an answer. You can also give the video a thumbs up, or you could share it with someone you think could benefit from the information. And be sure to subscribe by clicking the red button below. Once you do that, you'll see a bell icon. If you click on the bell, That will give you notifications each time a new video is posted. Thanks for joining me, and I'll see you next time.